Hello, hello.
Hi.
So nice to see you two on screen together after seeing you less than a week ago in real life.
I know. Oh, it was fantastic.
It was a joy because I knew I'd be seeing Amy, but you, Jen, that was just a complete joy. That was.
And we just ran
It
into
was
each
such a
other, didn't we?
lovely
The three
time.
of us, all at the same time, and
It was
Kasha and
great.
Josh somehow appeared as well, and it was just this
We just
lovely
kind of transcended.
Yeah.
I was sitting behind you on my scooter for about 5 minutes while you were talking to Kasha. I thought, I'm not going to interrupt. They'll notice me in a minute.
Oh, bless you.
And
Yeah, we just run into each other for the first time as well, and I haven't seen Kasha in a year, so it's...
We went
one
out
of
to
those
dinner
things-
the night before. Kasha came over to the hotel. I took her out for dinner. Yeah, my horror sister. It was
It's
fabulous.
What did you think of it, Sharon, as a day, like as a whole experience?
Yeah, I loved it. I don't think it's very well set up for somebody who's disabled. From that perspective, not particularly getting in and out because there's lifts and stuff, but you know, a lot of the publishers were indented in like little
Like narrow as well.
I mean, I'm ambulatory, so I can get up, but for anybody in a wheelchair, you can't get near.
No.
So that's whereas the Comic Con is far more easily accessible.
Yeah.
So apart from that, no, I loved it. And I had to limit myself because I had to carry it all home, obviously. But yeah, I took a few photos with people, but I didn't take anything else because I wanted just to be in the moment. And, you know, I did go downstairs to the Comic Con at one point and had a breakdown, but just because Carl would have just...
You're thinking of your husband, weren't you?
Yeah.
He would have just loved it. He would have been like a kid in a candy shop. And I did see the new doctor waved at him. He came and said hello. So that was nice. But yeah, he would have loved it. But yeah, I'm so glad Amelia came with me. We had such fun. It was such fun.
Good.
But the journey was horrific.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like all of the trains that weekend, the train before ours got cancelled and ours was really delayed, and we were like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to actually get to Comic-Con. I really thought they were going to cancel ours, and then we got halfway there and it just stopped.
Coming in was fine. Going home.
Getting home was a problem for you. Because see, I thought I wasn't going to make it. It was horrible.
Paddington closed. They closed Paddington on Sunday. So they transferred me to Euston. Took 50 minutes from the hotel to get to Euston in the Uber. And then they hadn't transferred my assistants. So I had to walk like 1.5 miles to get to my platform. So by the time I got home, I couldn't feel my legs. And I've been quite unwell since I got back. But it was an horrendous journey back. But it was worth it, you know? Hotel was fabulous.
Good.
Scooter was brilliant.
Yeah. I thought it was your scooter at first, but then I heard you saying it was a hireable one.
Yeah, London Wheelchair Hire were fantastic. They dropped it at the hotel, picked it up. I couldn't have done it without the scooter because just getting to the venue was like 1.5 mile walk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it. So it was an absolute godsend the whole weekend. But I'll definitely use that again next time I come in a couple of years, probably. But yeah, I'll definitely do it again.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep going every year, Sharon. So even if they don't invite me, I'm just going to turn up. I feel like at this point, though, I really hope that they do keep inviting me just as the backup option, because I found out...
backup? That's terrible for yourself. What you on about, backup?
No, but I mean, I was there legitimately anyway, but then at 11:30... Zoe, the organizer, came up to me really worried and said, you said you'd stand in if I needed you. Well, I need you. And I was like, oh, yeah, fine. And I just agreed to it. And I said, have you got the questions? If not, I can write them. She emailed me the questions. So I was like, who's on the panel? And she went, Karen McManus. So I was like, okay. That's fine. I can talk to Karen McManus like a human.
It's a bit starstruck.
I know. I was really, and I went and introduced myself beforehand to her because I thought
I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. I don't have no idea who that is.
She's probably one of the most famous YA authors. She wrote. Have you heard of One of Us Is Lying that was on Netflix?
No.
Oh, you might be the only person in the world, Sharon. That's amazing. You've managed to stay out.
Is it romancy?
No, they're thrillers. So they're kind of, the Catherine Foxfield and Cynthia type thrillers. They're that kind of thing. But Karen was the one probably that did it first, I would like, of this ilk. I know there's been, you know, thriller writers over the years for YA, but Karen was the first of this kind of, you know, wave of YA. So she's the one that everybody's kind of read and a lot of people are inspired by. So it was really nice to interview her. And she was probably the most down-to-earth author I've ever interviewed, to say that she's probably one of the most and kind of known in the industry. She also was just really lovely and really cool and didn't, you know, like, I was kind of ready to defer to her and like bow or something. She just fit in on the panel. Like Sharon, you would have probably walked in and not realised that she was as big as she is, because she just fit in with the rest of us really nicely. So
I did. I saw Melissa Welliver as I was walking round. That was sweet. And the only author I missed seeing was JP Rose, who's a really good friend, Jackie Rose. She writes a lot of middle grade and YA, and so I missed her. I couldn't get near her, which is probably good. But I did pop my head into some of the panels, but they were full. They were packed. Yeah. So, and I couldn't hear anything from the back.
Yeah, I think if you're there for 2 days, you can kind of plan out your time and think, well, I'll watch the odd panel, I'll do the odd workshop. But if you're just there for 1 day, it's mostly about talking to the people, isn't it? Like, by the time you've caught up with everybody, for me.
The books were a bonus, you know, and I got a couple of arts, which was lovely, and but the books were bonus. It was meeting people for me that was the joy of it, you know. So that's why I was there, really.
It's just wonderful. I love that moment of somebody stopping you and then going, I know you from Instagram or TikTok or whatever. It was just over and over again everywhere I went.
I had it too. Just, hello, Sharon from TikTok. Yeah. And I was like, hello, love.
Hello, love.
I don't know who you are, hello. Because they know you because they've seen you.
Yeah,
seen
exactly.
Your face. And of course, a lot of the people I'll follow or follow me, they still do videos on TikTok or Instagram, but they don't show their face, so I don't know what they look like. So it's but yeah, so that's always nice. It was the same in Birmingham at the Indie Horror chapter. Half the people who came came because to see me, which was weird.
That's really nice.
I'm just me,
so
you know.
Lovely.
It's a bit odd when people come up there and say, and they talk to you like they know you. Imagine being really famous. It must be awful, isn't it?
Honestly, I mean, I don't think generally. Like, I was talking to a really nice girl in the on the stairs. We just stopped to have a break and we ended up chatting. And then the next day, she came up to Yukon store and she went, "I didn't know you were Amy McCaw." And I was like, "Oh, well, yes, I am."
Hello, I
know. And I signed some books for her, and it turned out she was a librarian, and we just stopped to chat, and she'd seen my books in the library and stuff. But I don't think, obviously, because my face isn't on the book, like, she didn't put the two together. I had another moment where me and Crystal Sutherland have nearly met each other about 3 or 4 times. And like, she was in my panel at Yalk, I think last year, but by the time I got out of it, she'd gone. And then like, we've done this a few times, like tagged each other and said, "Oh, I saw you over there." And I finally got to meet her, and that was so nice because she's another person who I really admire and I love her books. We end up not talking about books, we end up talking about our kids, like you do. Like, find another common subject. Just talking about having a young child.
It was lovely to meet Little Man as well, and Kevin.
He did so well, yeah. Little Man and
what
Big
a lovely
Man.
family.
He was so chatty, wasn't he? He was a proper little chatterbox.
He was
honestly
adorable.
But only if he trusts you, Sharon. If he'd not liked to look at you instantly, he would just
bless.
He was very, very adamant that he was 4 3/4. He told me at least 24 times.
I mean, yes, it's important when you're 4. The 3. It's all about the 3/4.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's very sweet and so tall. Yeah. He seems so tall.
That's definitely the Kev thing. He didn't get that from me. He did my whole signing queue as well, bless him. He spent, and any time I had a queue, he went down and said, "What's your name? Can you sound it out?" And people had to remember how to do the phonics to sound out the name. So some of them were saying to Kev, "I don't know how to do phonics." So yeah, he was very useful. He needed a job, to be fair, because obviously when I'm busy, he just wants to be with me. So yeah, it was good for him to have a job.
It was wonderful to meet you both. And and Josh, of course, my Point Horror family. That was it.
We need Shelley to go next year. I keep asking her to
Shelley says she's coming down to see me in Devon.
Oh, amazing.
So because I said I don't know when next time I'll be in the Midlands, you know. But yeah, I'm very sad Shelley couldn't make it, but I do understand why. It's very expensive, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is, and she's had such a year of moving house multiple times.
Yes, she has.
Yeah, it's sometimes you just need to say, actually, I need to just get this new house that I'm in sorted and save up some money for it and stuff.
So say congratulations on the book, Amy.
Thank you. It was very exciting to reveal it. Yeah, thank you.
Cover
I'm so
is
excited.
Beautiful. I've pre-ordered. I can't wait.
Thank you. It's so good, isn't it? Literally, I only saw the fonts on it the day before Yalk, because they'd said they wanted to do Yalk cover reveal, and I kind of forgot about it. And the day before, they were like, "Oh, hey, it's done. Here it is. Do you like it?" And they gave me 2 choices of lettering. And I was like, oh, white lettering, red lettering. And in the end, we all liked the red because it just looked more bloody and vampire-y.
Yeah.
And they're going to put a bit more of a glow behind it just to make sure it really pops. But, you know, what it is so far, it is kind of 99% what it will be, I think. But I love the artwork. The artist did such a good job.
And congratulations, Jen. 6 months preparation up. You're now officially a librarian.
Woohoo!
Well done, babe.
I
didn't doubt it for a minute, but well done.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is awesome.
I need a Prosecco.
Yeah, get to influence all those little minds. Wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that job is so perfect for you, Jen. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Thank you so much.
So is it like a public library or a school library?
Yeah, so it's a public library. It's really weird though, because in Essex, there's no like qualified, well, there is qualified librarians, but the role is like you work in a library. It's really strange. You have to get the qualification to be called a librarian. So
yeah,
I keep asking and asking. So when it pops up, they'll put me forward to go in for the qualification, because I'm just like, learn, give me more qualifications, give me all I can take, you know. So yeah, that'd be awesome. But yay, very happy.
Oh, amazing. And like you're like that, Sharon. I feel like you collect learning, don't you, as well?
Yeah, yeah. I'm very proud of you both.
Oh, thanks. You.
It's been an exciting year, hasn't it? I feel like this year has been really hard and really awful in lots of ways. I mean, you know that more than anybody, Sharon.
Yeah.
But there's been really nice moments as well, hasn't there? And that's kind of what I'm trying to take away at the end of this year. Like,
you've got to do. I've started doing every month like a little reel of, and I call it my monthly bubbles of joy, the things that make me happy. Do you know what I mean? So it's like little moments that have made me happy, because it is hard sometimes in the midst of the grief to remember that actually there is good stuff in the midst of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like last weekend. I think that'll keep us all going for
it was just an absolute joy. It was just a joy. It was just
still buzzing off of it.
Joy. Do you know
the organisers, they work so hard and they try every year to sort of take on feedback and anything that hasn't worked in previous times. They're a really small team. There's basically 3 members of staff that have been doing it for a really long time. And then they've got other people, I think, that have kind of come and go over the years. But yeah, Zoe in particular is just like, she organises absolutely everything. And Kelly Sam, who is an Instagrammer and works for Yalk as well, and they're just great people. Like, really care about books, really care about the event.
I thought it was brilliant. Could do with more places to sit. Not for me, because I've got my chair. And the hut's been a problem for accessibility. But aside from that, I thought for 3 people that event is incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it is a massive team. It's not just the others as well, but they're like the core who've kind of kept it going over the years, I think. I mean, what I really like, I like the fact that it's like a level playing field for authors as well. Like, you know, some events you have to be like, it has to be quite literary. I like the fact that like, so I was on stage with Mallory Blackman, like the Mallory Blackman. We all didn't know what to call her. We're like, she's just Mallory Blackman, all one word. But then there's like Kat, who is a debut author, and then you've got people like Juno and Holly, who were really seasoned authors but not as experienced as Mallory. And it's just nice that it kind of like we can all be up there and celebrate books together, and it doesn't feel like a competition of prestige or anything. And again, Mallory,
you see the authors just wandering around, just enjoying it as well, you know. So it's kind of it was excellent.
Yes, it's fab. There is nothing else like it. I mean, I've heard there's some other lit fests that there's one that's not been going for a couple of years that's going to be back on next year. A little birdie's told me, and I've seen they're great, particularly the YA centric ones. Hopefully, and like your horror one, Sharon, I need to try. Is that going to be a a recurring thing?
Yeah, it moves around. I'm not really as much involved now because I can't physically do that. So Trish is the main driving force behind that now. So the next one is in March in Canterbury.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Which I can't get to because it's 6-hour journey and 3 changes on train for me. But the one after that is going to be in the southwest by me in Weston-super-Mare. So I'll be going to that. That's in beginning of September.
Is that next year?
Next year. So it moves around the country, so it covers. That's the plan. So in Birmingham this year, then Canterbury, which is obviously the east side, and then we'll be in the southwest. Then we're going up to the north. So move around. That's the idea, to kind of capture as many indie authors as possible.
Yeah, that's great. Indie authors, indie readers, you know, it becomes more of a thing, I think, as soon as you, like, London's quite good, I think, because of the access. Is like saying from Doncaster, it's an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of people can get there. But yeah,
because I think because it's a completely author-led convention, the authors cover the costs of the venue. So it's free.
Okay. Oh, yes. So London isn't.
So London is out of the question until it gets to the point where we can start charging, really. Because it would just be too much for the authors to cover it.
Yeah.
So at the moment they're trying to keep it free so it gets more people in.
Yeah, I think the book festivals that I've done have been a mixture. Sometimes it's free to get in, but then events are ticketed, or sometimes it's just all completely free, but what the authors earn is the book sales. And then other times it's like Yalk, where there's a fee, but then when you're in, it's covered, which I think is a good way. I think with Yalk, you get so much value for money.
Yeah, and a nice goodie bag, which was nice.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I got a goodie bag this year. I normally end up paying for a Yalk ticket as well as, just because I didn't really realise for a while that I got free access as an author. So I didn't get my goodie bag this year because I didn't pay for a ticket as well. And you get a +1 ticket as well, and Nathan just comes along for the ride. I don't think he counts as a ticket price yet. So it's nice we get like a whole family weekend and I get paid to do it. So it makes Yalk even more worthwhile. Like they pay the authors well. It isn't just a token thing. Like it's a decent amount that makes it worth doing, and your travel's covered and everything, which I just think is great. Like, because some authors, that is going to stop them from being able to come, isn't it? Because they've been asked to do other stuff, and it's like no travel covered, no payment, and you're like, well, actually, no, I can't take a day out of writing
to be doing that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. I think for indies it's different because they selling all their books they sell at cost. Yes. So it's very different. So to them, it's worth it because they'll turn up with all their books and they'll sell enough to cover it. So
and that's the thing. If I brought 30 books, I would, I mean, depending on how I did it, if I buy them from my publisher, I do make like an indie author's amount back because I can get them at a reduced price and then sell them for cover price. So it is possible if you traditionally publish. But yeah, if somebody buys my books from a shop, say 10 people turn up, I'm only going to get pennies per book. Therefore, it's not.
It's not worth
it. Wouldn't be worth doing it if it was done that way. But yeah, if I looked my own books there, I could do it the same way, I think. But I've never done that. I was asked about doing Birmingham MCM, and they've said that they're having authors like having a stand. But because I'm not indie published, I haven't got any of the banner and stuff. You know, like indies tend to, if they go and do fairs and stuff.
It's easy to do. They're cheap enough, darling.
At some point, I might do it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping a publisher might pay for it for me at some point.
Well, Vistaprint do them. Vistaprint, they do. It's so cheap. And, I do with a lot of the indie authors I work with use those. So, but yeah. Next time I come to Yalk, I'll be more prepared because it's kind of like you've got to pace yourself, you find, don't you? And you don't because there's so much to see. It's kind of overwhelming. And so I'd be a lot more paced for me.
There used to be, on the Yalk floor, there used to be a proper chill out area, and that helped because it was kind of a designated marked off area, whereas now there is one, but it's been reduced down just because of the space that we're in. And certainly for the next year, we're in the same space apparently, but the following year, who knows? I don't know whether the space will be done by then because this is just the interim arrangement, I think, while building work's happening.
Right, okie dokie.
Because the original Yalk floor doesn't exist. That building's been knocked down. So yeah, where we used to be, it was. I mean, all the buildings look quite similar, so I wouldn't be able to tell you where it is. But there was a whole Comic Con floor underneath, and then a Yalk floor. So you literally could just go between the two, and Yalk was its own separate thing. So it was quite quiet and calm up there until somebody announced a proof drop. It went a bit wild again, but there was a time where you had to sort of run to get proofs and stuff. But then I think publishers realised very quickly that wasn't accessible, so Yalk asked them to stop doing it. So that was the only manic thing in the past, but it was nice to have that whole space, and like the talks were quieter, like you were saying, Sharon, about not being able to hear.
Yeah, you can't hear from the back. If from the front you can, but from the back you can't hear.
Yeah, it was in a quiet space before, so you could hear and things a bit better.
Because you're not really in a room; it's open to a certain degree, so there's no kind of, it echoes out.
Yeah.
So it's just because of the space it's in, you can't hear really.
Yeah.
But I could see everybody, so that was nice.
Yeah, and that's why I think this time Kevin Nathan sat on the front row just to make sure that they could hear. Although I think Nathan didn't listen to me anyway. His iPad came out after about 2 minutes. But
I didn't want to go to the front because I was aware that I was in a scooter, which would make me higher, and I didn't want to block people.
Do you know what? I've seen people come into the side before. I know Paula at one of the events that I did. I don't think it was at Yalk. It was at it wouldn't have been at Yalk this year because she wasn't there. But she sort of managed to put her wheelchair like to the side at the front, so it wasn't blocking any access, but it just meant that she could see. Because it is hard, isn't it? That's something else to factor in. Now that you know how it works, you can kind of think about the ways.
Bring food. That was one thing I needed to do, was bring food.
You know what? I was really surprised. There wasn't a lot of food options, was there?
There wasn't many options.
I bought a big bottle of water, but I got hungry. And I'd had a big breakfast in the hotel, but it's like, yeah. And Amelia was exhausted. She was tired by then because she'd done all the walking. So we went back to the hotel and chilled out.
Nice. I think on the Sunday I ended up taking some croissants from breakfast in a little takeaway with me. Yeah. And I was like, croissants. Yeah.
I was we were gonna have to fend for ourselves for lunch on the Sunday because you don't get green room access if you're not doing a panel, because obviously they've only got so much space and so much food. But because they asked me to do a panel just before lunch, I was like, yes, bonus meal. So I actually did get 2 meals. Yeah. Kevin Nathan, that's all they were bothered about. Like, yeah, great, you're going to do this panel, but yeah, we get the food. Nathan loves the food because there's sort of a healthy bit, and then there is a whole array of junk food, and Nathan just walks up to it like, crisps, chocolate. Like, he's never given this choice before. Normally it's like, here child, here's your satsuma. It was just like, I'm gonna get wild.
The hotel was booked till Monday, but we left on Sunday. I left on 12 o'clock on Sunday. Just because I knew I couldn't do 2 days.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the stuff on Sunday wasn't really my thing.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it was a lot more fantasy, romantasy, which is really not my thing. So the only person I regret missing on Sunday is Ravina.
Yeah.
I'd have liked to have met Ravina. She was the only one really.
Yeah, she was on the panel.
I didn't know.
Yeah, she was on with me and Karen, and there's one other author, whose name I've forgotten because I've not met them before.
Finn Longman.
Oh, Finn, that's it. Thank you, Finn Longman. Yeah, the books sound really good actually. I need to get a butterfly assassin.
They sounded really interesting. And the one they're working on at the moment, what was it, like medieval kind of age?
Yeah, I think
sounded really intriguing.
Werewolf Nights, and I was like,
yes, please.
I just need Werewolf Nights in my life.
Yes.
Right, let's see who's in the comments. Now we've got, sorry, anybody who isn't the least bit interested in hearing Yalk reminiscences, but it has to be done.
Sorry, no,
Stephen. Hello.
Oh.
I think you need ways to keep yourself sane at work.
I agree.
Definitely.
Oh, amazing. I
need to get to the vampire Lestat.
I've never managed to read them all. I get so far each time and then stop and then start at the beginning. I'm guessing that might be what you've done, Lily, as well. I've never read the last couple of them. Come on, Lily, you can do it. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Ellie.
Hey.
Oh, do you know what? It was so nice, Caroline.
It was.
It was such a good time. It was all big and bold and bright and beautiful. It was very overwhelming to the senses, but it was such a fantastic experience. Definitely.
Yeah, I got on the train. I don't know about you two, and I was just like,
honestly,
I need a moment of quiet and nobody
so
talking at me and background noise.
It was frenetic.
I was totally useless on the train. Like I just sat and ate a chocolate orange. Like I've got nothing left to give.
There's always a reason to eat a chocolate, love.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan and Kev had got one, and I think the idea was that we were sharing these 2 bags of chocolate orange bits, and I just ate mine on my own. I need it. I can't actually survive this train journey without it. Oh, Powerless is one of the fantasies that I've been meaning to read. I have it. I don't buy many fantasies, but I thought I'd give that one a try. Do you know what? I love working from home. I've started doing it more, but yeah, you do have to really keep yourself going.
I am very, 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 very segregated when I work from home. I have a separate office, so I get everything I need for the day. So I get all my drinks, all my food I'm going to eat, and I go into my office and I shut the door and I don't leave until I sit there and I work from 9 till 1 and have a break, and then I work from 1:30 till 5 and I don't move. Wow. So I'm very, very. I have to be very kind of focused.
Very regimented with it. Yeah.
I found sprints work for me. So like this, I do like 45 minutes and then go and do something really exciting, like put the washing in, get a new cup of tea, and then come
simple
back.
Things, my darling. It's simple things.
Yeah, and I find that little break and get a job done and then get back to work. That works for me. I can kind of keep going pretty indefinitely like that.
I had my oven professionally cleaned on Wednesday, and that gave me the strangest joy.
Honestly, I need to do that.
Sparkle in the gleam.
Oh.
Like a new oven.
Yeah, I need it. We've got one locally to us that are really good, and every so often I treat myself to an oven clean.
Love that.
The stuff that makes you happy as a grown-up.
It was an older guy who works for himself. So, but he did a cracking job.
Nice.
Yeah, the stuff that you've never thought as a child. If somebody had told you when you were 10 that you were going to look forward to getting your oven cleaned, you'd have gone, "What are you on about?" But
simple things,
the joy and the satisfaction.
You should go, Ellie. Yeah. You'll love it, my darling.
Please go.
It is wonderful.
Such a great experience.
Even if you did none of the events and you just talk to friends, it is worth doing for that. But also the events, like if you're a reader, it's great. If you want to get a book published, it's amazing. I mean, I met my agent and my publisher at York, so I probably wouldn't have done anything without. I mean, I could have still been trying without them.
They had an inspiring indies department this year as well. And I spent quite a long time talking to them about YA indie because, of course, I deal in adult most of the time. So, and I got talking to a couple of indie authors who do horror, YA horror. So that was interesting. So they had my contact details to send me stuff, and so that was quite good. So I was quite good. I was quite pleased talking to that.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's another contact, isn't it? That's your particular niche. You managed to find something for that. It's great. I managed to convince a few people to write books at my workshops. That was lovely. Chloe came along, I think, to support me, but walked out thinking she wanted to write a book. And I was like,
she thinks she's the next Hemingway. That's what I think.
Love
it. Inspired her, darling.
Well, I hope that's why you do stuff like that. You just hope that there'll be those few people who take something away and go, "I'm going to run with this." Oh, amazing! I'm excited, Ellie. Because I asked my friend Mia, I was like, I want to read more fantasy. What should I order? And she said, Powerless. Absolutely, order Powerless. Like, I think you'll like that one. And then I instantly ordered it. Did not read it. Story of my life.
Oh yeah.
I am reading this book, which Kasha said to read. And if you want a wintry, Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates, it's so good. Have you read it, Sharon? This one?
I have it on my Kindle. She's told me I've got to read it now because she wants to talk to somebody about it.
Yes. Well, I'm reading as fast as I can so I can feedback. But so far, I'm halfway through, so I can't tell you whether the reveal and anything is good. But the setup and the way the plot is just tearing along and people just keep getting murdered in gruesome ways. It's really good.
It's good.
And it's just, like using the isolation really well. Like the obvious stuff, like they try and go to get help and stuff, but it's really compelling why they can't go and get help. It doesn't, sometimes like just leave the house, Matt. Come on now, just leave the house and you'll be fine. There's a killer in the house, leave it. This is really good at, like Ravina's Catch Your Death. It's really believable that they can't and they're stuck in this house. And I really like that when horror authors make it convincing why these people are in this situation. And it's also a convincing setup of they've gone on this trip and it's all explained really well. None of them know each other apart from these little couples. So again, it's interesting that there's a father and son, there's married couples, there's all these different family dynamics. So some people really trust each other and don't think their person can possibly be the killer. And then some people are on their own and they don't know or trust anyone. So it's really, really good. I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm hoping to read some of that. I'm doing some edits and I'm packing because we're going to meet Santa this weekend, the big man. So we're going to UK Lapland, which is so good. We've been before. So I feel like every week I come on sprints and go, I need to pack. I swear, I don't go on holiday all the time. It just seems at the moment, and I'm away next weekend because I'm turning a big birthday. Which I try not to say online. It's not that I care what age I am. I'm just really conscious of information farming people. So I'm having a big birthday next week. If you want to know, I'll message you and tell you what it is. But we go into Stoke-on-Trent for my birthday.
She's 21 again.
Oh, of course.
Yes,
love it.
We're going to Stoke because there's a massive swimming pool there, and we.
Are you going to see Alex? Are you finally going to meet Alex?
She's not in Stoke next weekend. I messaged her weeks ago, like, Alex, I'm coming to Stoke, and she was like, I'm not in Stoke. So we're gonna have to do it again. But this swimming pool does look epic, so I'm hoping that if little lad likes it, then we'll be back to swim and hopefully see Alex this time. Do you know what? I really need to read that one.
The best one by Darcy Coates is See Below, From Below.
Oh, yeah, that looks really good.
Which is the one that's set in deep sea. Now, I'm terrified of deep water. It's one of the only things that I have phobia about because I drowned when I was 8. And it's actually brilliant. And it's a proper, real, creepy horror. Because I find Darcy Coates can be hit and miss. So I didn't like Gallows Hill. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't. Like, From Below was right an instant 5-star for me.
I need to look that up. From Below.
So it was really good.
The Haunting of Ashburn House I absolutely loved and thought was an excellent haunting.
Yeah.
I tried The Haunting of Lee Harker and I DNF'd it just because I was like, I think this is going to be the twist. And then it was the twist really early on. And I read it for maybe another 50 pages and nothing pulled me in. And I thought, I'm just going to have to DNF this one. I think I've still got it. I put it to one side for now.
Yeah.
It just didn't grab me for that one. Whereas this has grabbed me by the neck and is not letting go.
Her short stories are good. She's got 2 short story collections, and they are exceptional. Okay. The short stories are really good.
They might be good to get into.
But she's hit and miss, so it's nice to know if you're enjoying it and Kasha enjoys it. There's a good chance I'm going to enjoy it.
I think you will. I think that this will get you in the same way as Ravina's book. The psychological element and also the gore is really satisfying. So that being said, tonight I'm reading a bit of that, I'm packing and I'm editing because my edits are due on Monday and I absolutely need to get them in. Wow. So not a lot to do. What are you reading, Jen? I know you're not staying with us for ages, but what are you going to read while you're here?
I'm reading, so I was on a book tour for this one today, and it's Sleeping Words Have No Memory. I'm going to butcher the author's name, so I daren't say it until I get the pronunciation perfect.
Yaroslav, is it? Yaroslav?
I think so. Can you see that?
Yeah, Yaroslav.
Barsukov. I can say the surname. And it's so good. It's like corruption in the government. It's kind of like fantasy sci-fi adjacent, but it's its own thing. There's a portal into this other world that's like a dying world. It's so good. The political intrigue. I love political intrigue. And it gives me like dark, grim kind of vibes. Very atmospheric, very, very dark. So I love it. It's really good. I'm nearly done, actually. Not got too much left. I'm over here.
Oh,
and it's
amazing.
very easy reading.
Yeah.
Very easy
awesome.
reading.
I've not heard of that.
It's very good.
Nice. What are you reading, Sharon? What are you going to terrify us
with? I'm so tempted to read Candy Cane Kills Again.
Oh,
because that came today, but I want to keep it for Christmas. So I am going to read this one, which is A Press of Feathers by T.C. Parker. Mm-hmm. T.C. Parker is an indie horror writer, and she writes female rage so well.
Oh, love that.
And this is about 2 women who move into a community, and something quite awful is released that is female and very angry.
Oh, good.
She's actually got a book coming out in a little while, which I've beta read for, I think, called Trad Wife. It's all about the rising fundamentalism. It is the best thing I've read this year.
Amazing.
It is so gruesome, but so brilliant. Written in multimedia, emails, journal
Love
entries.
multimedia.
It's absolutely fabulous. And
Keeping
best
that
thing
on
I've read this
my
year, hands
radar.
down.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Then Marcus Hawkney one. You Can't Take It With You, which comes out on Tuesday. That would be my second favourite.
Nice.
So
I
that
just
is like a
listened
gothic,
to your review.
a gothic wintry tale about vampires.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Said all the things I like, witches
Oh,
and
yeah.
vampires in one. Right, I think it might be time to read some of these lovely books. I'm going to do
need
some
a cup
work.
of tea. That's what I need. Possibly coffee. Possibly something to keep me awake.
Yeah. Go and get a bit of caffeine, Sharon. So
Yeah.
we're going to do 40 minutes. So will you still be here on the other side, Jen, or will you have to head during that time?
I might dip out.
Okay.
So if
we don't,
you, Cherry
It's
we don't see you at
beautiful
the
to
end.
see you.
And
It was.
you.
Thank you for coming on, Jen.
Thank
And
you for
Sharon,
having
you'll be there at the other
me.
side, won't you? So I'll catch up with you in a little
I'm
bit.
like a permanent fixture now, aren't I?
Yeah, of course you are. Right. See you in a little bit.
See ya.
Happy reading, loves.
Hello. Sorry, I was a bit slow off the mark there. I've just done.
Hello.
How did it go,
I'm just joking on chocolate.
Oh no. Did you
It's
have a good
fine.
swim?
Yeah, sorry. It's my Halloween chocolate. I'm still working
Oh
my way
gosh.
through it. Yes, book's really good. So it's about two women. One of them's husband's gone off with a younger woman, and another one's just lost her job and lost all her home and had to move home. And it's this strange community where they're trying to live. It's just really weird. And then there's these, blackbirds that keep attacking them. And she's just gone into a bathroom and found a rotting woman having a bath.
That gave me a little shiver then.
Yeah.
Like a proper visceral.
It's very, very good. And then I decided that I didn't want tea or coffee. I wanted Horlicks because I'm middle-aged. And so that took longer than I expected, but never mind.
I love Horlicks. Kevin and I were saying the other night, it's got to Horlicks time of year. We've not got any in at the minute.
I love Horlicks. My sister, she has trouble eating because she's got various conditions, but so she drinks Horlicks because it's quite nutritious. So she buys the big containers of it from like Macro or those places. So she bought me a big container of it. I'm completely addicted to Horlicks now. Gets to like 8 o'clock and I'm like, it's Horlicks time.
Oh, is it milk? Do you use milk with it? I like it with milk. I think it says you can do it with water as well.
I'll sometimes do it half milk and water.
Yeah.
But tonight I've still got some fresh milk in. So my friend came round the other day with a little boy, and he only has fresh milk. He's about 3, I think, but he likes fresh milk and cookies, and I made him some cookies.
Oh, nice.
And so I had like I only bought a little one, but I had some left. I thought, I'll use that. So it's tastes better with milk. Tastes better.
Yeah, I think so. I've got a milk frother, like a cheap version of the Hotel Chocolat one, and it's great. I just whack the milk in there, heats it up nicely, and then a bit of Horlicks, and you're done. It's really good.
I just bought one of them. I have got like a milk, like a frother thing, which is fantastic. But I always wanted one of the Hotel Chocolat ones, but they're so expensive, aren't they? And then I saw this one on Amazon for like 25 quid. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it makes it easy because I've started having that lion's mane tea in the morning. I've got like a matcha that's got lion's mane and a few other mushrooms added. It sounds weird, mushroom tea. And I just set off the milk and then do the matcha bit. And by the time I've sorted my matcha out, because it's a bit of a faff whisk in it, it's done. So I just like the fact that that's one job. I don't have to stand there at the hob, stirring and burning my pan. That's what I always did. Kev would like despair of me because he'd always end up washing my pan that I'd burnt my milk onto.
I wish. Oh God, hang on. Got to fix my glasses.
Oh yeah.
I always used to put it in the microwave. So I'd warm it up in the microwave and then froth it. Same kind of principle, I suppose, really, in it. But it does make it so velvety. It's lovely. Just fancied that. So it took me longer than I thought.
Oh, you need a tree. I feel like this time of year, especially like warm, cozy trees. This just popped up and I was like, oh, Stephen, that sounds amazing. I've always wanted to go to Most Haunted Live. Does Yvette still do it?
I just didn't know they still did it. So that's a surprise.
Neither did I. That's cool. Does Yvette Fielding still do it, Stephen? I am weirdly, Kev was just watching something that sounded really creepy then. As I said the words Most Haunted, I just heard this thing on Kev's phone like that was really good timing. I don't know what it was, Kev, but it sounded scary. Yeah, I'd love to know more about that. Oh,
I really enjoyed her three books, Yvette's books.
I've still not read them. I bought one at Yalk last year and got her to sign it, and I still haven't read it yet. That's reminding me I need to read them. Did I talk to at Yalk? Did you see Sharon there? Amazing. I've heard that book is really, really good.
Rebel Dawn, that sounds fab.
That's great that it's hooked you right back in. Nice. Well, I have realised I've only got 50 pages left to edit of They Own the Night, but what I'm going to do is reread it. I'm like a glutton for punishment, but I've already edited it and applied some new edits, so I want to read and just check that the edits sound okay. So I do enjoy reading it. It's not punishment in that way. It's just trying to do it by Monday. But I think if I start tomorrow, I probably can, because I'm a pretty quick reader. I read it like a book on my Kindle now.
How many words is it, darling? Is it as big as the Mina ones?
It's a bit longer than the Mina one.
Is it? Excellent.
It wasn't meant to be. It's just keeps, because the edits I keep getting. Some edits are like, trim this, make it more streamlined.
Yeah.
This time the edits are, can you just add a bit here and a bit here and a bit here? And I'm like, oh yeah, I can add a bit here and there. And then you get to the end, I'm like, oh, so it's gone over 100,000 words, but I'm not sure if I meant to have gone over 100,000 words. So I'm going to wait and see. We'll see, because I know paper's expensive, isn't it? I just hope that, because the next thing I hear might be, can you just trim a couple of thousand to get it back under 100? But it doesn't read long. I don't know whether I'm allowed to talk about how it's written, but the way it's written makes it, and again, like Mina, it's quite short chapters mostly. Some of them are longer in this one. But I'm hoping it pulls people through, because it's broken up a little bit how it's written.
Oh, great! Yeah, yes. I'm all for longer books, me. So crack on.
Oh, hooray! I did meet you. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. Well, hopefully I'll see you next year and I can sign my new book, because timing is perfect. It comes out, I thought it was going to be October, but it sounds like it's going to be September, which is even better for me. Because I think if it comes out early in spooky season, people can read it in September or they can read it in October. I think if it comes out late, I quite like it early, because I know what I'm like. I get distracted and forget to read stuff. And then spooky season's over. I
think on Amazon it just says September.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered on Amazon for now. I might pre-order on Waterstones, dependent on who does the better edition.
Well, I don't know anything yet. And if I did, I probably won't be able to tell you anyway. But I genuinely don't know anything. I know.
No, so I just thought I'll just put a marker on it for now.
Yeah,
it's also good for you to see the pre-orders for the publisher.
It is. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think it's on
September.
Anywhere.
It just says September, not even a date.
Okay. I don't think it's on anywhere else yet. I think it goes to Amazon first because of how it feeds out, and then it sort of automatically feeds to Blackwell's, Waterstones, and the other places. So I don't know. I mean, the pre-orders must be okay so far, because it sort of shot up on Amazon for a few days, which is nice to know that people are ordering it.
And Amazon are good in the fact that, if it's a pre-order, or the only one they've messed up for me was Dawn's The Madness.
Oh yeah,
it really messed up with that, and I still haven't got a copy, which is a pain, because she sent me lovely signed stuff to go in it. It's a real annoyance. So I've just ordered it from Waterstones now.
Yeah.
But usually Amazon are pretty good, and they sometimes arrive a day or two before publishing date. So, but they always normally arrive at least on the publishing date, whereas Waterstones don't. Sometimes they can be a week late, and I haven't got the patience to wait.
Yeah, same. Forbidden Planet get signed ones quite often, and their signed ones tend to be a little bit later, because I'm assuming they do sign book plates or tip-ins or whatever, so it has to then go back to them to get put into the book, so it just delays it a little bit. Whereas Amazon, because they don't tend to do as many special editions, I think you just get it on the day, no fuss. So if that's what you want, if you want the standard edition on the day, it's a good way to get it, isn't it?
Ideal, isn't it? Yeah, I could always ask you to, get you to send me a signed thing to go in it, can't I?
Of course I will. I mean, hopefully I'll see you soon after next year, Sharon, and I can sign it for you in person. Hooray!
Yeah, they went to the sale yesterday, didn't they? And everybody in the comments was like, hang on, you've taken all my money. I can't buy anything else.
Yeah, that's why they try and hook you straight back in. You're still riding the outdoors, and they're like, oh, buy the next ones. Yes, this is my Dracula retelling that comes out next September. I'm really excited about it. It's sort of exactly the same, but a bit different. So I think if you like the Mina books, hopefully you'll like it. But I'm
looking forward to reading your take on Dracula, because you love Dracula so much that it will be written with such love and affection for the genre, so that I'm really looking forward to it.
It's funny, because some of the references that I've made to Dracula, I don't think many people will get unless they know Dracula as well as me. And it's not a full retelling, in that I wanted to do my own thing, and also wanted to correct some stuff. I was like, well, I didn't like that, so I'm going to do this instead.
That's the joy of being a writer, isn't it?
Yeah, and some stuff I almost did in this, but I've saved in case there's another book, because I don't know whether I feel like this could be a duology, possibly, maybe, if the publisher wanted it. But also, there's an idea that I would use. It could have come from Dracula, but I'm going to use it for another book if I don't write a sequel to this one.
I've got to be honest and say I love Dracula, but if I had to choose, I would choose Frankenstein.
Do you know what?
I've
tried to read Frankenstein quite a few times, and I think because you don't meet the monster straight away and the Frankenstein story, I've not actually got to the monster yet. I mean, I think I probably read it when I was younger, but not in my recent adult years. I keep trying to reread it.
It's just the language, the imagery she creates, the evocative, and it's just pure Gothic literature, which is my absolute love. But you know, if I had the choice, I'd buy both. So there's that.
This is it. Well, I tend to buy them in pairs because I've got loads of editions of Frankenstein, even though I'm pretty sure I read it in my teens, but I haven't read it since then. I've got loads of editions that I do need to read, but I'll always buy, if there's a Dracula edition, I always check if there's a Frankenstein matching one and get them both.
They do go together. They do, really.
Yeah, so I started rereading it recently, and I haven't quite got to the monster, but it's piqued my interest enough that I'm going to carry on, but I've just not picked it up again yet.
I'm really behind on my reading this month. I haven't even got to double figures yet. I think I'm on 9.
See, I'm at 6, which is more than I've read all year, so I'm quite pleased with that, because I think last month I read 1. So, which for me, I feel sad if I'm not reading that much. Like, I know that there's something missing if I'm not reading.
Yeah, I had such a busy month at the beginning of the month. And then, of course, I didn't really do any reading apart from on the train. Yeah. And then I've been ill for a few days, so I haven't been able to mentally read. So, you know, I mean, 9 is pretty good for, you know, I'll probably get to about 15 this month by the time I've finished. But that's like, you know, 10 less than normal for me.
Yeah.
And I'll get very angsty if I don't read. Really.
That's what I'm like. I feel really good this month. I've gone in the swing and I've read some amazing books, and it's just like recalibrated me.
What I have read, I've loved, and they've all been big books. I haven't read any novellas. They've all been big, chunky books. Yeah. So I've loved what I've read, but it's just just a bit weird to be this far into the month and not get even at 10 yet.
That was me last month. I was like, oh man, I said to Kev, this is going to be a short video to edit because it's going to be 1 book. So I ended up doing it with my TBR as well. Oh, thank you. Sorry, Ellie, I've left this on screen. I don't think I've actually read it. I'm so happy because it kind of is Mina plus Dracula. Like, it's got certain things about Mina. Like, I love found family and groups of friends who find each other. I think it says, does it say, Kev, on the blurb what decade it's set in? I think it does. Okay, it does say that. That's fine. I was like, oh gosh, am I allowed to say this? Yeah, but it's set in the 80s as well, so it's got that.
It does say the 80s, yeah.
Oh, good, it does. It's got that.
Which is great because that's my era, you know, love.
Well, this is it. It's not absolutely quite as laden with pop culture references as the Mina books. I just got really carried away in those. But yeah, I think because of the clothes and the music and the film, you can hopefully kind of tell. And it's interesting as well that there's no mobile phones. That's the main reason I do it. I'm like,
and you were very young in the 80s. I mean, I was a teenager and an adult in the 80s, but you would have been a little kid, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was. So I was a teenager and in my tweens and my teens in the 90s. So that is the era that I can really remember. I can remember bits of the 80s, but I can't remember the culture of the 80s. I can just remember Kylie Minogue, The Little Mermaid. Like, that was my 80s culture because that was the stuff I was into when I was 5 or 6, you know?
I was sent to proofread for one of my indie authors. It set a book in the 80s, and he's young, a lot younger, and he sent it to me to sensitivity read. Because he says, you were around in the 80s. Can you just check I've got the mood right? And I went, well, no, that's wrong, and you need to change that. And because he set it in New York, and I lived in New York in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
And it was like, well, that wasn't even open in the 80s, love. So you take that out. But
well, mine's partially a real place and partially made up place this time.
That's perfect.
And I don't think I've referenced some real places in the real place, if that makes sense, but most of it's made up just because it suits my purposes better to have these weird made up locations, because I don't think some of the stuff that happens there people would want it to be in their real nightclub or their real
I think he got, considering he was, he's younger than you, so considering he would have been, a toddler, I thought he did quite well, really. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
so it was just finding out what places would have been as they were in the 80s, really.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can do as much research as you can, but it's great if you have somebody who can actually tell you from their experience.
Yeah, I was going to that nightclub in the 80s, so this is what it was
amazing.
like.
Yeah, Josh has done a sensitivity read for me to check to check the male representation, and also one of the characters knows something about what Josh knows something about, if that makes sense. It'll all come clear when you find out what this character does for a living. And then somebody else has checked some of the language of one of the characters. Somebody I know is from the same place as one of my characters, and I just wanted to check. And actually, I've reined some of that in because the publisher kind of didn't want me to lean too far into dialect and stuff, just because it gets a bit distracting sometimes, doesn't it? And I was like, yeah, okay, I overdid it a bit there. So I've reined some of it in slightly since that person read it. But
it's going to be fabulous, I'm sure. It won't be long. It won't be long.
No,
it'll soon come round.
Yeah, and there'll be proofs and stuff, hopefully. So there might even be early copies knocking about as well. Right, I think we should do another sprint. I'm going to pack, so I might turn my camera off. Otherwise, you're going to see legs and arms like flailing around like we do.
That sounds dreadful. It sounds like it sounds like you're dismembering people in your living room.
Not that, no. It's just that Kev's so tall. Generally, you see, like, can you see? I've started doing Christmas as well. I'm not sure if you can see. I've got like.
I'm putting my tree up tomorrow.
Yay!
We started. I was supposed to be going out for lunch, but they've cancelled because the weather is so bad here.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm gonna put my Christmas tree up tomorrow. Why not?
Oh, we've started, but I don't think we're going to finish it tonight, sadly. And of course, Nathan did a great job of putting all of the decorations in one little cluster.
Of course, I'm sure it's perfect.
I need to spread them out slightly, otherwise I think the tree might fall over. So I might go and do that and then do my packing. So I'm going to pop the timer on for another 40 minutes.
Yay.
And I'll see you then.
Bye. Happy reading, everyone.
Oh, I am lurking, even though I'd got my camera.
How'd you get on with your packing, darling?
Do you know what? I did quite a bit of packing. I've got a mound of stuff that I still need to get in the case, but I think most of it's there now, so that's the important thing.
Are you staying with your friends in Stoke, or you staying in a hotel?
No, so Stoke is the following weekend. This one is the one that's the Lapland one. So
Lapland. Yeah.
We're staying at a Peppa Pig hotel. It's not Peppa Pig themed, but it's Peppa Pig peripheral, because we're going to the Peppa Pig World theme park. Although I'm hoping the weather's good enough. There's talk of the weather not being great down south this weekend.
Well, where is it? Is it down south?
Where is it, Kev? Windsor, that was it. My brain was saying Windermere. I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah, well, birth begins with W. It's understandable. Yeah. Because down here in Devon, I was supposed to be going out for lunch tomorrow with two of my managers, and two of my friends were coming from Wales on Saturday, and they've all had to cancel because the roads are so bad down here, and we've got a storm called Bert coming in, which could be torrential. Yeah, torrential rain and storm force winds. So gosh. It's not worth risking it. But I am in Devon, so I'm a lot further down than Windsor.
Yeah. Well, we're travelling tomorrow, so I think we've just got to see how it goes. We've got 2 days at the Peppa Pig theme park, so if one of them's written off, it doesn't, we're not going to be back down there.
You're a bit more over the other side of the country, so you should be all right. It's like this part, like the southwest, like the edges of Wales and down into Devon and Cornwall is really bad. So it's not worth the risk,
Yeah, we'll just have to see how we go, because, it might be that we have to do the journey in little stages or whatever and do it on different days than we planned. But as long as we get to Santa on Monday, that's the key part of this whole thing.
Oh, it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a lovely time of year. It makes it's a bit different doing it with a child, I think. You see it with all that magic again. It's great.
You do. It's on Christmas morning, we always do a family app, a family kind of Zoom, so I can watch my little great niece and nephew, because they are, and they're quite severely autistic, so it's very different anyway. But because all my nieces and nephews are adults, apart from one now, and my stepsons are adults, so it's kind of like watching my sister's grandkids now.
Yeah,
but watching their faces, that's what Christmas is all about,
Oh, it's already, you can't stop thinking about the fact that it's nearly Christmas. It's just like...
It's so close. It's like 35. I think I was talking to somebody about it today. We were saying it was nearly Christmas. Oh, somebody I work with. It's nearly Christmas. 34 sleeps till Christmas tonight.
I'm not quite ready. I need a little bit more time. I think next week, once my edits are in, that's my plan. Get Christmas finished and sorted. And then... yeah, it's a lot to organise. I'm not doing Christmas dinner. I don't tend to do Christmas dinner, so that's one thing that
I won't be doing it, because it'll just be me.
Yeah.
So yes, pointless. I'll be on my own. So I won't be doing that. But the thing is, this kind of Christmas is weird, because when you're a kid, it's so exciting, and as an adult, as a kid, it's like it's ages till Christmas. And as an adult, you're like, bloody hell, is it only 35 days?
Yeah, I know.
It comes so quickly for us, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Whereas kids are just so excited, it takes forever to get to it for them.
He keeps asking, I haven't got an Alexa, but he keeps asking my mum's Alexa how many days it is till Christmas, and she tells you. So he gets his weekly update or bi-weekly update when we go around.
She does. She sings to you. How many days till Christmas? Yeah, it's brilliant. I love my Alexa.
He does trumping noises as well, Sharon. I'm sure you've tested full capabilities of that.
My husband did, because
he does different types of trumps as well.
Boys find that very funny, don't they?
I don't think they ever grow out of it, because Kev's laughing at the same time that Nathan is. And we just stand there going, I don't get you.
I don't get you. Was that funny? Yeah.
Sorry, Stephen. This is nothing personal against you. I'm sure you're very sophisticated. Oh, that's amazing. Just for one night. So,
the Ripper of Whitehall is the third book.
Oh, amazing. Is that Jack the Ripper one?
I think the Ripper of Whitechapel it is.
Yeah.
But it's it's the darkest of all three.
Oh, amazing. I'm excited. I really need to read them. Oh, you're not alone remembering the 80s, Sharon. Stephen's with you. Do you know what? I've been thinking that I want to watch some online ones. I haven't watched them since they were on TV back in the day.
I didn't think they were doing it anymore. I was surprised.
Yeah, it sounds like it was just a one-off thing, maybe. So we've got to look out and see when they're on, because I would love to see that live. I think that'd be really fun. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Pop that comment on.
We
Right,
do.
I
We love
think.
Mina.
Thank you. I do as well, but I'm slightly biased. Just a little bit biased. Right, I'm just going to put 30 minutes on because my brain does feel a little bit like it's melting. I'm at
starting
that
to get a
time of
bit
day.
tired now. Yeah.
I've been teaching today, and on my teaching days, I don't know how people teach full time these days. I don't think I could hack it. It's mentally and physically just exhausting.
Exhausting. I'm sure
It's
it
really
is.
fun, but it's a lot.
Do you teach
So,
little kids?
Nah, big ones now. Well,
Oh.
primary still, so top end of primary.
Yeah, they're still little to me. That is.
Yeah. I mean, to me, they're massive top end of primary, because I've got a 4-year-old. Like it, he's my child age now, so they seem really big and grown up.
They won't be long till he's there, Bab.
No,
Terrifying.
don't say that. No.
It's scary how fast it goes.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to make the most of every last minute together.
That's right.
Right, let's do another 30 minutes and then catch up. So I'm going to do more packing. So see you in How did you get? Oh, I think I've left you muted, Sharon. Hang on. There you go. How did you get on?
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm about 70% in.
Nice. You still enjoying it?
Yeah, it's very, very gory.
Is it like good
It's-
gory, or is it
It's
even too much for
deliciously
you?
gory.
Oh, good. Well, I've just
Yeah.
run upstairs. I've nearly finished decorating the tree, and then I do this every year. I went, oh yeah, all my Jack Skellington stuff I keep out year round,
Oh,
and I've just realised that one of them lights up. I don't know if you can.
oh, what a lovely surprise.
I know, and I've been using it for the past 2 years and not turned the light on. So there you go. And I have a poisoned apple that stays out year round.
Obviously.
Haunted Mansion gargoyle,
Yeah.
and Jack and Sally. So yeah, I need to put those on the tree. And I figured that it might be safer if I put those on the tree as opposed to my helper, because they might not be in one piece at the
ordered
end.
myself a miniature book advent.
Oh, let me know what it's like, because I saw that. Did you go for was it the Owl Crate one?
No, it's a company that does them, and the books are about this big.
Ah.
And they're all the classics, but they're actually the book inside. It's actually a miniature version of the book with all the writings inside. So I thought, I'm never sure what to get. And I was going to get the Bird and Blend one. I still might.
Yeah, I feel like you should go
that'd
for
be
it,
quite. I've got like this big, quick twig tree, and I thought I could hang all the books on that. Look quite
That
cool.
sounds amazing. Oh, do they
Yeah.
have a little do they have a little tie-on to hang on the tree as well
Yeah.
already?
They're like
Oh, that's
ornaments.
amazing.
Yeah. So I thought, I'll give that a go.
That sounds cool. I've got the same one as last year. I had Hotel Chocolat hot chocolate one, and I enjoyed it so much. I've gone for it again. So I don't think you get a different hot chocolate every day, but you certainly get a good range of flavours, and it's just really fun. You know, when it's winter and it's cold, to look forward to my hot chocolate of the day is quite a nice little thing to have.
With my marshmallows. I love my marshmallows.
Oh yeah, I did think. Have you seen on TikTok people do like a tray or a drawer that's got all hot chocolate decorating kit? I feel like I need to do that for myself this year, because I do love a hot chocolate with Malteser bits and marshmallows and stuff in.
I've got mine in little boxes. I've got these little boxes that have got pugs on them. And
Oh,
mine are all,
cute.
I've got marshmallows and chocolate bits and, hundreds and thousands. I love them. And so mine are all little boxes.
I think I need to do something like that.
They're out all year, though. It's not just a Christmas thing for me.
Yeah, I think I might get a Christmas themed one. Like, I love mint hot chocolate as well, and a candy cane in a mint hot chocolate I thought would be quite nice.
That was Carl used to. I don't like mint flavoured or orange flavour or any of that. So yeah, Carl always had a mint one. Yeah.
See, that's Nathan and Kev. I do like mint, but I prefer chocolate orange flavoured stuff. So they tend to.
I can't eat citrus.
Oh yeah.
Makes me sick. I
love
it.
So,
it makes me
so
sick.
even the flavour of it is just not going to do it, is it?
Yeah.
So,
but they've got some lovely, like, like you can buy them, and it's got all of the containers in it for everything. They're really pretty, like the hot chocolate stations.
Maybe I need to just do that, because I do think I could build one myself, but at the moment, time-wise, I think ordering it ready to go might be the way.
Black Friday deals on everywhere now.
This is true. Hot chocolate, that sounds like an essential order sort of thing, doesn't it? Hot chocolate station.
Yeah, I bought quite a lot of books today on Amazon because they're on special offer.
Oh, nice. I always say I'm going to get little boys Christmas presents in it, and it never quite works, because I look and the stuff he wants is more specific, and I tend to buy stuff in the run-up just as I see things. So I haven't quite managed to benefit from it yet. I do tend to buy stuff myself.
I never do. I buy stuff for myself. I've already done all my Christmas shopping's done, because I've bought it when it's come up for sale before,
Yeah.
So I put everything everybody's going to have, well, on like Amazon or wherever, and then as soon as the price drops, I buy it. So I buy it all year, so it's done.
That's a very good idea. I haven't quite finished. Well, I say haven't quite finished. I'm maybe about halfway through. So I don't buy loads of presents for loads of people anymore.
Neither do I.
Over the years, I've just sort of said to people, look, like there's a group of 4 friends and we're all really close. And that ends up costing a fortune. You can spend £100 just on 4 friends, and we're adults and we kind of don't, like you, I buy things that I like for myself through the year. So I get to my birthday and Christmas, and yeah, I still want stuff, but there's not anything mega that I need. So
that's ridiculous, because you're buying them a present and they're buying you one back. You may as well just buy the things for yourself and call it even.
This is what we do, Kev's family Secret Santa. We buy ourselves a present and we pick out a name and we pass it on to that person and they wrap it and do whatever they want to do with it. But we've picked our own present. And I always pick something really extravagant, like a folio edition or something, that through the year I can't justify buying. But I'm like, oh, I think this Christmas I don't want to get myself the folio Dracula. I keep looking at it.
Just get it.
If it goes on sale, I think it's about 70 quid. And I'm like, how many copies of Dracula do I already own? Do I need the folio one to round off the collection?
You may as well have the best one.
Possibly. I mean, as a little present to myself, for well done, I finally wrote my Dracula retelling.
Life's short. Life's short, love. Do it.
This is it.
Over this year, Carl used to buy virtually all of my books off my wish list for Christmas. So I'm going to have to buy myself this year.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got a big family either. So, I spoil the kids.
That's how it's meant to be. That's what we tend to do. Like, the kids all get plenty. And then Kev goes, do I have to think of a present? Kev looks half asleep. Kev's just dipped onto frame just as he's like, you're just on the edge of the camera. He's like, quick, get out of the way. Oh, you nearly debuted our Christmas. Can you just show Sharon your Christmas pajamas, Kev? We've got matching Christmas. He's looking at me reluctantly. I'm not wearing them, but we've got matching Christmas pajamas. Just put your arm in. You need to see the full effect, though. It's got Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, you look fabulous.
Pajamas.
That's perfect.
And we've got miniature, medium, and large ones.
So you do a family photo. You got to do family photo for the family.
For family we probably should, but we just get it for ourselves because we're a bit daft and we're taking them away this weekend. So we'll all end up sleeping in the same big bed in the hotel with our matching pajamas on.
Me and Carl used to have matching pajamas every year.
Love it. I don't know whether Kev and I did before Nathan. I can't really remember, or whether we did it. It just feels like Nathan's been around forever, so I can't remember the pre-him traditions very well.
Pre-Nathan.
The only thing is that every year Kev and I get ours out again, and his don't fit him, so he needs a new set every year. So we end up with a new set.
Well, you've got to buy yourself new then, haven't you? That's the rules. Them's the rules.
Yeah, definitely, because we can't have non-matching family Christmas pajamas. That seems to defeat the object.
No. I love it. It's just fun traditions. That's what it should be about.
Yeah, it's this dark, miserable time of year, isn't it, where we're talking storms and stuff, so we might as well talk silly, frivolous Christmas as well.
It's just about making your family traditions and having something you do every year that makes you happy. That's what it is. Yeah.
And I think that's a nice note to go to bed on, Sharon, because had a lovely chat. And it's nice to see people in the comments, but I think it's time for bed. Are you going to finish your book, or are you off to bed?
I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Yeah. The Horlicks has done it. He sent me to sleep. I nearly nodded off in the last sprint.
Oh, no. Well, that's good.
Old, you know.
You're not old. Definitely not. I've seen you in real life now, Sharon. You can't kid me anymore.
I am really
youthful as anything. Nah. Only as old as you feel. That's what I keep thinking.
Yeah, I feel about 80. That's the problem.
No. I don't know. I do feel older than 20, but my brain's still 20, I think.
My brain's 20. My body's heading towards 60, but my brain's 20.
Yeah, my body knows that it's hitting a big decade, I think.
Yes.
Apart from that,
it's okay.
It's life, innit? Just, the world keeps turning and we keep going.
We do.
Right. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everybody.
Lovely to see everybody.
I'll see you next week. I don't think I'm doing anything exciting next Thursday, more exciting than sprints anyway. So I'll be here.
Bye, everyone.
I'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night.